Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Von Gertzen and welcome to Season 2 of Difficulty Settings. Whether you're returning from Season 1 or visiting the show for the first time, I'm so glad that you are here and I hope you enjoy what we have planned for this season. During Season 1, I explained my disability and some of the symptoms of my condition, before we then took a deeper look at how these symptoms affect different aspects of my life, such as my career, my hobbies, and my community. Looking back now, I'm so proud at how this turned out. The footage looks beautiful, and I was discussing topics that are incredibly vulnerable to me. I've grown a lot since then, and have experienced some success in my career as well. Just recently I received the 3rd place prize in a film festival for one of my short films, and now we've secured funding for Season 2 of this show, so I'm quite proud and excited to begin. In this season of Difficulty Settings, we'll be focusing on support systems and meeting some of the people in my community that are involved in my own support systems, as well as some professionals who work with and assist people who experience disability. Today, I spoke with someone who is very special to me that's helped me in countless ways and on many different occasions. My mom, Deniece Von Gertzen.
You want my first name and last name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I already said it.
Okay. My name is Deniece Von Gertzen.
Right.
And you're my daughter, Sarah.
Right. And what do you do for a living?
I work as a senior administration assistant in a brokerage house.
Right. And what do you do for hobbies?
I like to do puzzles. I like to do word searches. I like to help you do some of your hobbies, some of your crafting. Right. You know, we'd like to make different things we come up with and see how, if we can make them or not. So,
right.
But I like trying everything.
I'm very nervous to interview my mom, to be honest. I don't know what she could say that would be embarrassing. Probably not a lot. I feel like I'm gonna be anxious, like talking to her or hearing what she says about me, like whether she's like, oh, Sarah's great. And I'll be like, nah, no. Like I feel like that for me is what I'm most worried about. I'm also worried that she's gonna talk too much. Like we'll have like a surplus of answers, which comes from me because I also am the person that talks too much for during one question. And yeah, I'm excited to see what she brings because this will be the first time that my mom will be on camera. And I'm excited for that. That's going to be interesting to see how that goes. So yeah, I'm more excited than nervous, but still the nerves are still there a little. So how are you feeling today?
How am I feeling today? My personal health wise, my body is sore. I ache all over. I don't like the weather that we're having currently right at the moment, and my body doesn't like it.
Right.
And all I want to do is sleep.
Yeah. My mom is one of the most important people in my life. She does she's an amazing person. I don't even have the words to describe it. I am so proud of her for doing the work that she does, how stressful her job is. I could not do her job, and having a family and doing basically it all. I think that she is a very kind person. She's always willing to grow and learn. She's never judging you in any sort of way. She's like very welcoming and accepting. And yeah, that's who I think my mom is. So you have a disability.
Correct.
What kind of symptoms do you feel on a daily basis?
Stiffness in my lower back, aches in my knees and my ankles and my wrists and my fingers. I've lived with this probably for over 30 years. I've just been diagnosed with osteoarthritis.
Right.
I'm in the process of seeing if I need to have a knee replacement, going to physio, getting massages, taking anti-inflammatories,
Right.
and it's just, you just live with it and you try to do the best you can
Right. Right.
with the disability.
Do you have a hard time juggling work and having a disability?
Yes.
Because I know you personally, so I know that you have more bad days when you have to go into the office compared to working at home. What kind of things, is there a difference between working at home and going in the office? Like, what do you feel different?
When I go into the office, my joints it takes me basically 2 days to get back to feeling
Right.
like a normal person again, because I have to get up and walk so far, and I'm walking on cement. My work has given me the authorization to wear runners to
Right.
work rather than dress shoes.
Right.
But I end up doing probably over 7,000 steps in a 7.5 hour day.
Right.
I don't go for lunch. I eat my lunch at my desk. But they have given me special things to help me at the office. But then when I come home, when I do work from home, it's so much easier, because I can get up when I need to get up. I'm not having to go and photocopy things because I can't do that at home. But I find it more relaxing. It's not as stressful as going into the office and physically doing it at the office.
And do you find stress is a huge factor to how you feel, like when you feel worse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Tightening of your neck,
Right.
your shoulders, your lower back. If you move the wrong way, you can bulge your disc out and have lower back problems. And it takes you twice as long to get back to normal again.
Okay. So my mom plays a very important role in my support system. She is the safety person, I would say, is like her main role, and the caregiver. So with my mental health challenges, she's there as the safety net. That's what we refer to her as. She's there to help me stay on the right foot of making sure I'm not in an OCD cycle, or if I need some reassurance, and also to be there to help me to acclimatize to different environments, to take me places, because I still have a lot of anxiety traveling alone. And she's there to help me mentally, and then physically she's a caregiver, because she helps me in and out of a bath or washing my hair, because that's really hard for me. She helps me when I have a super bad pain day of doing massage when I need it, rubbing my back when I'm not feeling well. So I think she's both of those things equally now, with my physical challenges and my mental health challenges. Does your disability affect how you experience your hobbies or your stuff in your life?
Yes.
Yeah. In what ways?
Sometimes it's very difficult to do concentration, do the very smallest little things,
Right.
to do stuff. If I'm not feeling very well, I can't sit for a long time. It's like you can do a little bit and then I have to sit down or I have to lay down. So it is very hard. So if I have a good day, then it's I try to do as much as possible, but that's not the way to do things, because you
burn yourself out.
You burn yourself out, and it takes you 2 days to get feeling better again.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you find that like keeping the household like up with household chores is really hard?
Oh, yes.
What's the worst thing for you?
The worst thing for me is cleaning a litter box.
Right.
Picking up stuff when I have to bend down.
A lot of bending.
A lot of bending. Cleaning the toilet, even trying to get the laundry out of the wash machine and getting it into the dryer, because that's two different stance that you have to have.
Yeah.
Getting the laundry out of the dryer, putting it into the laundry basket, carrying the laundry basket somewhere to sit down to fold it. That's the only way I can do it, is I have to sit down to do it. But then I only can do it for a certain amount of time. Then I got to lay down, or I have to stop because it aches too much, or my shoulders are just not doing well.
Yeah, that makes sense. How would you describe your role in my support system?
I would say I know what you're going through, especially on your back issues, your achiness, your not being able to walk, that part of it. I understand exactly what you're going through. And when you say, oh, I got to stop, I understand what you're saying. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. We got to stop. On the migraine side of it, I've never had a migraine. I only have a headache, so I don't know what that feeling is constantly like. But I kind of get what you're feeling because of I can notice it in your eyes, your body movement, your hand movement, the way you're sitting, just even the way you're talking. I know what kind of day you're going to have on it. So I try to make it as, if you're not having a good day, okay, we won't go and do anything. I'll let you sleep as long as I can let you sleep for. So you've kind of trained me to be able to read your signs on what your day is going to be like, what you're going to be functioning, and do we go to the dietitian, or do we go for a massage, just for that type of situations. So, but most of the time I'm always there, whenever you need me to be there for you. So
how would you describe your support system role in my mental health aspects of things, like with my anxiety and depression?
We kind of go through it together. I'm learning what your mental health issues are. I understand how the anxiety comes out about having so many people around, about having to wear a mask, about washing your hands, or washing your phone, washing different things like that. It's also like, if I do have to go to work and you have to let the dogs out, I'm on the phone with you to be able to help you go through those steps to let the dogs out, to go to the washroom. I'm constantly worried about you all the time. But I know if you really, really need me, you'll be phoning me and saying, I'm having a really bad day, and you need to help me so much, and things like that. But otherwise, I'm here all the time. I'm trying to help you get through all of it. So
I think in a lot of ways, disability can obviously paint some things in a negative way. It's changed our relationship by making it more complicated, because she's not just a support person and she's not just my mother. She is then suddenly a caregiver to somebody who should be independent. In terms of gauging ages, I should be somebody who is independent and on their own, and potentially have my own family and my own house and my own things like that. And so I think having a disability makes it a lot more complicated, because she's not just that of being a supporting mother, she is now also a safety net person. So with a lot of my mental health challenges of depression and anxiety, she is the main person I look to for reassurance. When I have a lot of OCD spirals, it's the main person that I'm always asking all the questions of in my cycles. She's the main person that also helps me with exposure therapy and to remind myself of, am I doing these things, or I've already asked you that, or I've already washed my hands. And she is the main person that I need when going into a new environment. She's like the most person I feel comfortable with. So that also puts a lot of pressure on her to have to be the one to drive me there, have to be the one to wait while I'm like acclimatizing, and have to be the one to help me out. And I think that that's a challenge in a lot of ways. I know that's so much pressure for one person who has her own life and her own problems and her own needs. And it's also, I find it's like a topic and an issue that also a lot of people in my community also sometimes won't understand. If you don't have somebody in your life with anxiety, if you don't have somebody in your life with a disability, of seeing a person, a young adult, be with their mom all the time, people can think that they won't really understand why, and why I need them, and it's hard to explain, I feel like, sometimes. It's a very complicated question, I think. But yeah, I think it muddies the water a little bit. But then at the same time, on the positive end of things, me and my mom have never been closer, obviously. My mom helps me with everything that I need right now, physically too, along with like emotionally and mentally, because I need her a lot of the times to help me in and out of the bath, or to help me get dressed if I'm having like a really bad pain day. And that can be kind of embarrassing, but also at the same time, I feel like it's kind of brought me and my mom closer, where we just understand each other of when we're both having bad days. We already know what each other needs, and it's easier to assist one another. And I think that's what it is. I think it's also brought in a lot of like compassion on her side. She understands now more a lot of like what mental health is, where I felt like in the beginning of my mental health journey when I was very young, she didn't really always understand. And now I find like she's so much more empathetic to other people's situations that she hears about. And I think that's like it's positive and negative, I think. Have you found that there's like what's the easiest way that you found to support me in different situations?
Having you at home. I just find it's not that I'm controlling you, but I just find I'd rather have you at home here, because I know what your days are going to be like.
Right.
I can hear you if you're pacing the floor, if you're having a really bad day with your back, or if you're having a bath, or things like that. If you didn't live with us, I'd be thinking more worrying of you, of the situation that's happening. But I like having you here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know.
Do you find that there's an easy way to assist me when I have like mental health troubles?
Yes, I go and tell you to lay down, take a pill and lay down, and don't listen to anybody.
Yeah, I think you're also like one of the main factors of you bringing up I'm ready to see like my psychologist.
Yes, yes, I can tell when you're needing that
when the
of
appointment's coming up.
Yes, yes, and you're always saying, "Oh, I don't really need to see him because there's nothing wrong with me." Well, then I really know that it's time for us to really go and see
Do you find it's frustrating having a disability and having to schedule appointments?
Yes.
Like organizing it, I think, for a family, I think.
Yes, because I have
It's a big frustration.
3 other people that have to see other doctors and things like that, and myself. So I find that we can't have multiple doctor's appointments for everybody or physios or everything like that. It's maybe a 2 appointment a day is the only thing we can do. Is the max for you, for me, for your sister, and for your dad, because otherwise we can't survive. We just don't work well that way. And what we need to do going further in the future is that we need to schedule it a lot more better, rather than having one whole entire week. Is having appointments every day, and it just burns us all out. And it burns me out more because I'm the one that does all the driving for it.
Yeah, and I find like how we have it now. Of usually we have a jam-packed week, and then we have a rest week. And that's working for us, but it's been getting like very frustrating.
Yes.
So my mom has this role that can be kind of complicated, because she is a support person, but she's also a mother. So obviously I still like live with my parents, so I see my mom a lot, and in my daily life my mom is basically the go-to person to do a lot of things, and to help a lot of people. Do you find that there's a difference in supporting me as somebody in my disability support system and supporting me as a mom? Is there a difference for you?
No, I don't think so. I think we talk about it a lot more, about it, especially if you have an issue, if you've talked to one of your doctors and it's not come out, you had a hard time explaining it. But I think I'm now on both sides. Like I'm your mom, I'm helping you this way, and I'm a support person to help you this way. And I think you feel comfortable enough to be able to tell me if something else is coming up if you're feeling like you may want to commit suicide. You're realizing, you're telling me that more now. Before, I never even knew you even had those type of thoughts. But now I know, okay, I always ask. That's the number one thing, is you keep talking to people about everything.
I think a huge theme for me this year is probably going to be talking to people about independence, like how somebody can be independent, and how support systems help you gain independence. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I would really, really like for this season.
You're saying by having people help you.
Having the assistance to gain independence. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the interview with my mom, but this interview is going to be broken up into 2 parts. This is the end of part 1, and I hope you can join us in episode 2 for part 2 of the interview.